How are we doing? Good morning. We are live on the Your Power Echo Show with me, Julie Kalungi, and today we are focusing on entering the holiday season strong. And we know what that means for those of you that own digital assets, aka websites, online stores, e-commerce stores, Etsy, Shopify, e-commerce, WooCommerce, Amazon stores, or your own WordPress store. You know what I'm talking about. You own a blog and you want to keep bringing in that moolah even as you're putting your feet up on the beach, up a mountain, in your log cabin, or by your fire. So go right ahead and subscribe to this channel because I share a ton about web design, personal branding, search engine optimization, and Pinterest marketing, Pinterest sauce. I help you raise your game and earn more money in your digital space. So subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. And let's get on to today's topic. Why should you keep your digital assets supplied with fresh traffic throughout the holiday season? Because otherwise your business will grind to a halt. And by the time you try to give it a resuscitation in the new year, it will be a steep uphill slope to get that done. And you can do this with one platform that I know. You could go on Facebook for a whole week and you'll find that your Facebook has gone dead. Your page is dead. Your groups are dead. Everything's dead. You could do that on Instagram, same story. You do that on LinkedIn, same story. You do that on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. Your Twitter content disappears down the chute in less than 30 minutes. On Pinterest, though, if you set your content to drip feed to Pinterest, you schedule it out. And by the way, the resource I'm going to share with you can help you schedule your content to all these platforms anyway. But Pinterest will let you schedule your content to Pinterest, and you will continue to receive a targeted traffic, sales, or whatever it is you're looking for in the digital space with your assets. That's what you are looking to do, isn't it? So today, I'm gonna just help you to do that. But you're not going to do it with fresh content because you need to take a break, right? And you've been creating a flurry of content over the past 11.5 months. So you don't need to create fresh content. And that's what we are talking about today, fresh pins. What the heck are fresh pins? What the bejesus are fresh pins? And why should you care? Because you can use your old content to drip feed content to Pinterest, and you'll keep attracting a flurry of targeted traffic because people are always on social media, even if you take a break, right? And how do you make fresh pins? What do you do with them? This is a question I've received from Joe and a few other people over the past few weeks, and I'm going to answer it today. It is the best time to answer it because we are all going to take a break. We're going to put our feet up. We're going to bring out the eggnog, the mulled wine, the comfort food. We're going to have fun with family, and we are entitled to. We deserve it. But first, my name's Julie Sylvia Kalungi of KalungiGroup.com, and this is your Power Echoes show and podcast, and I'm so happy that you're here. For over the last 7 years, I've been continuing to help social entrepreneurs and SMEs, small to medium enterprises, individuals, brands, drive traffic to your digital assets, to your websites, to your social media, to your online shops, using digital platforms like Pinterest being my favorite, and I'd love to help you do the same this holiday season. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel. Follow me on all the socials, Kalungi Group, and if you're on YouTube, hit the bell so you do not miss an update. Julie Kalungi is my name on YouTube as well. And if you're new here, this is my vote of welcome. And if you are not so new, this is my vote of gratitude that you keep showing up and inspiring me to actually show up to and help you and empower you and share with you how you can leverage the digital space to build your brand, your business, or the brand called you. So what the heck are fresh pins and why should you care? Because fresh pins are what is gonna help you keep your traffic flowing to your digital assets this holiday season. Fresh pins are simply a new version of your old pins. Okay, fresh pins is a new pin image or a new Pinterest image created for your older content that you haven't given some love for months, maybe even the whole year, maybe even more than a year. And that content used to bring you traffic, right? And now it has slowed down to a halt because you haven't been refreshing it or giving it some more love as well. So Pinterest has been harping on about fresh pins for over 2 years now. To be honest, they also want fresh content, but we can't all keep creating all the time, especially when we are supposed to take time out to be, do, and have what we do all year. So Pinterest wants you to create fresh content, but you can't do that. They don't want to see your old pins repinned and resaved by you, the author of those pins, over and over again. They are happy with other people sharing and saving your pins and repinning your pins and your content over and over again to their various audiences and relevant boards. But they are looking for you to bring fresh content. So they're saying you can repin your old pins all you want. What they're saying is they might not actually share it. They will not be bringing it up at the top of the newsfeed like they used to at least a year or two ago. So that's what Pinterest is saying. So why not create fresh images that will also refresh your older content? I mean, if you have not repinned your content over the last 4 months, at the very least, you can definitely repin that content. Now, with that being said, let me show you how to create fresh pins using Canva. So this is a tutorial. This is a demo tutorial. So and be able to also create your own digital graphics that are beautiful, that are professional, that are the right template, the right size, the right pixels for your Pinterest, for your Facebook, for your Instagram stories, LinkedIn, banners, you name it. That resource is going to be the resource that changes your game plan. And the link is scrolling across your screen right now. At the bottom, it's KalungiGroup.com/design. Go create yourself a free account. It is free to open an account on that resource. So I cannot tell you how exciting it is to actually use a resource that has helped me. So let's go into that tutorial that I promised you so that you can get started with designing pins that are fresh for both your older content and for your new content. And if you are new or you're loving what you are seeing, please go ahead and tag somebody. I am going to demonstrate how easy it is to create a Pinterest optimized high definition image that actually showcases your brand, that showcases who you are, and talks about a topic that that's older. So I'm going to also go and open up my website and bring out an old article that I wrote over 4 months ago. So we are going to actually focus on this one, how to price graphic designs. Okay, so we are going to focus on that one. So I'm back in my Pinterest account. My account is Pro, and we actually design templates that we can pre-design for you, and we sell them at only £37 a pack, and you can get a pack of 20 templates that you can actually change into anything you want. As you can see, what you're looking at is an image that I'm looking at with words like, this is where you put your bold statement, this is where you put your website, this is actually should just read your website. So my website is Kalungi Group, so I'm just going to put that back. Okay, and your bold statement is what our bold statement today is all about: pricing graphic designs, how to price graphic designs for clients. And that is, if you're a graphic designer, you can increase the size of the text by clicking on here and increasing the size of those of that text so that it's bold. And then you can add a graphic. So I'm just going to go to my uploads, and I'm going to scroll right down to something like that and change it out. I'm going to click on that so I can move that. That's done. And you can animate that. It's easy to animate. All you have to do is say add a video. Let's see what video graphic we want to add. I'll add that video graphic. You can reduce it to the right size so that it doesn't overwhelm your image. And you can edit that to look a bright red so that it attracts the eyes of your audience. And also that color should be your brand colors. It's very easy to change graphic colors. All you have to do is click on the graphic, that's highlighted now. And then you click on the color, and then you are taken to a range of colors. You can add your brand kit. So you can upload your own brand colors if you have your brand kit into this resource. I've given you the link. It's scrolling across your screen right now. Then you can change that to yellow. All you have to do is click on that, and you can change that to orange. You can change it to a brighter yellow. Make sure it is a color that shows up on that image, and we are going to leave it on red because then that red shows up pretty bright, and red is part of our color palette. And then this is a trick that I would like to share with you. At the bottom of your image, when you add a little circle, that little circle is almost like saying, click me. Click me. It is a trick that I learned from a resource that I use to schedule out my pins, and literally it makes people click on your image. Just like that will make people click on your image, assuming it is a video. So why don't we animate this? We're going to animate that, and exactly, and that's done. That's animated. So I've done that. Now you can actually reduce the spacing between the characters. You can also reduce the line spacing using that. And then that gives you an opportunity to actually increase the size of that to a little bit more, a little bit bigger, because you want these texts to be really big, because it's the text that is really attracting your clients. Now, today, we are not adding a call to action on this, but I'm going to show you how to add a call to action on another image. So that image is done. And then you can also add your big learning statement. Now, the big learning design. So our big learning statement is going to be that. So I'm going to paste that as plain text, and immediately you can see it has come through. I'm going to expand that. You can expand the text by either pulling on the corners of the text box, any of those 4 corners, or by clicking on that plus sign up there. We don't want it to go outside of the box, right? So, and you can do that. Now, on this specific template, I've added your call to action here. And your call to action here is download our free templates, And I'm going to add a plus before that, a plus sign. You can know, I'm just going to add the plus sign as its own element. So I'm just going to add plus. And there we go. I'll get that plus sign, reduce its size, and add it here. That way, it actually stands out for someone who's going to download these templates to know that they actually have something that they need to do. And as you can see, the peachy, it's not pink, but it's peach, is part of our brand color. And so use your brand colors in Canva. Like I said, all you have to do is click on the, for instance, you just click on the general image or on this little inside template. And when you click on that, you get that color, and you're able to change that to a different color. You can change that to, you can change it to green. If your brand color is brown, you can change it to brown. Let's get it back to our peach. And so you have the opportunity to add images. Like I showed you above here, you can change the image. You can do that the same here. And I'm going to just put graphics, graphic design, and I'm going to go for images. And I have quite a few pro images to choose from, and boom. And so that represents more like it's more or less works with graphic designs. It's very beautiful, very bright. And here I added the website at the top on the first image. On this second image, I put the website at the bottom. And while I have not added the little circle on this graphic like I added here, I've added a little circle that is our logo. So you can use your logo. You can also put your logo bang in the middle of that image, and it kind of acts like it's also an attraction to click. But if your logo is not circular, then it might not do that for you. You can actually edit your logo. You can change it so it stands out on the background. You can look at the different filters, and you can decide you want it to be black and white. Maybe it will stand out some more. No, it doesn't. So you just go back and and leave it as it is. Or the other option is to make this lighter so that your logo stands out a bit more. And there you go. Boom. When we take it to our one of our brand colors, it actually works better. Let's change it to one of our other brand colors, which is gold or yellow, a lighter yellow, and we see how that works. Now our logo stands out better, which is okay. Now, because I've added a lighter color, that needs to go darker. Always remember that it's better to use black and white as text. If your background is dark, use white as your text color. If your background is, for instance, if that background was dark color, then nobody could read that. So you make that white. Because we have turned it into a lighter background, we've made that a dark text. It is a very simple thing to do, but it makes your graphics look much more professional, and that's what you want to do. Let me just do one more graphic for you. And this is an example of a graphic I've done before. The website is right at the top in tiny little text. You don't want to throw your website in large bold text in front of your audience, because then they might not really like that. You just make it discreet, classy, and you can add swaths of color. You can then add your image. A bit of imagery goes far. You can animate this, by the way, and turn it into a mini video. And this is our big bold statement, which is what we did before. Our big bold statement right there. And here is our call to action. Tune into your Power Echoes podcast. That way, you are telling the person what to do. And in fact, it's very important that when you're telling people what to do, you actually use things like audio, and you use the right image so that people can actually know that you are telling them to tune into something. So that is a really nice little audio to add here, so that people know that you're telling them to tune into the audio. And let me just move that a little bit and expand that a little bit, because it was looking a little tiny. And there you go. There you go. So now someone knows that this is an audio, it's a podcast, so they can, the more visuals you give people to get them to click on your image on Pinterest, the better. And remember this little trick I've shared with you in the first template. This little dot gets people to click on your image. It's like it's an almost irresistible NLP telling people to click here. This is where you click, and when they click on that, they are clicking on your Pinterest image. It's really a trick. So you can also use an image as a kind of frame, and then you can add a video to let people that this is a video. This is a video icon. You can actually use various video icons. Let's try that video, and you can use different graphics. So as you can see, I use this one. You can change to that, and that usually means this is a YouTube video, which it is. You can add that. That makes people feel like they need to click on that. That one allows you to change color. You can change it to yellow, and you make that one darker. See, you can make it like that. But I like the red, because the red is a lot more vibrant in this case. So you can change that to any color. You can make it green. You can make it blue. You can make it much like, you see, that works. I like that. That's also part of our colors. You can see in our logo, our color palette, a deep red, that's supposed to be red, that's green, and then there's the gold around it. So I can leave it like that. I don't really encourage you to use flowery font because for your Pinterest images, unless it is like a hashtag. For instance, we've used a hashtag on here, your Power Echoes podcast, which we've then used here in the flowery font. I don't really encourage you to use flowery font on Pinterest, because it's not readable. Like, I'm sure you can't read this properly, your Power Echoes, and that's not what you want on because most people use their mobile gadgets. Most people go to Pinterest using their phone, and so the screen on a phone is not that big, and so you can imagine how tiny that would be if that was your main text. So you don't want to use flowery font. And so how do you change the font? Let's assume we want to change this font from Oswald, which is right there, to something else. You simply click there. There's a down arrow that gives you the available fonts. Because I am on the Pro package with Canva, I can access all the Pro fonts. If you're not on the Pro, you'll notice that this little crown would be golden for you, and it would be telling you to upgrade or purchase that font for that specific image and only that image. So let's assume we want to change that to Aliron regular. As you can see, the font shape and size has changed. Let's assume we want to go to Archivo. As you can see, that changes. Now I actually like this font better. I actually like that better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that a little lower. Move that a little lower. Group them. You can group your images. So now that's one image. I can move it as one image, and I can make it smaller like that, because that was my aim, and just move this slightly lower, reduce the box, and boom, we are done. Centered, job done. I can also reduce the size of that little graphic so that our box, so that there's a bit of, I like white space between things. Or the other option is to just move this up slightly. I don't like to squash things, but that makes it look a little bit nicer. And you know what? I've created that for you. I've shown you how to do that for you. And you can just make it a plain graphic with just text, and that means you make your text super solid. I'm gonna make that Archivo black. Yep, I'm gonna make that pretty small so that it literally is out of the way. That means that's gonna be smaller, and that can stay a little bit bigger because that's moving down. Can reduce that so that it's not really getting into the font. Reduce the space a little bit, and we are done. Now that can be your pin. It's just text. Reduce that a little bit. It's your call to action, but it's also okay, it was too far away. Well, we can actually create a copy of that, move it down. We're bringing it here, delete that, bish bash bosh, and literally I've just added that little thingy there at the bottom. And because we have created a very simple graphic, we would prefer to have our logo right there. That's it. And there you have. So remember to use your brand colors. Over there, you can choose any of these colors and turn them into something else. You can use reds. Please try to use primary colors. Sticks to red, yellow, orange, blue, green. Those are the 5 primary colors. And then you can change those into all kinds of various colors as your background. Pinterest loves the bright primary colors. She's a girl. She loves the bright primary colors, and we use different shades of the primary colors for our images. And now I can tell you that you can actually schedule these to your various assets. You can schedule this to your to a specific date, and you can schedule it to your social media, your Facebook, your Pinterest. You can directly publish to Pinterest. You've been looking at that and you didn't notice it. Right there, you can publish directly to Pinterest from Canva, and you can do it on a schedule. So you can drip feed your content, because if you do that, you would have to connect to Pinterest. We use a different resource that we use to publish to Pinterest. We call it Tailwind, and you can go and open your account at julescalpoli.com/twined, and once you have created your images, right, for your older content. Remember, this is something we wrote back in May, so it is really due for a refresh on Pinterest and on other social platforms. So now we can schedule this using our Tailwind to our Pinterest, and we are good to put back our feet and not have to worry about coming back to our website being billing no mates, having no visitors, having no sales or no subscriptions, and dropping in your ranking, because Google drops your rank if you're not getting the traffic you deserve. So we want you to get the traffic you deserve. We want you to get the results you deserve, because that's what we are here for. And so I highly encourage you to share this resource that I've shared with you today, this demo training, with other people. And I'm going to encourage you that if you don't know what I'm talking about Pinterest, then you need to go ahead and subscribe and register for my free online masterclass. It is complimentary. You don't have to pull out your credit card. All you have to do is enter your email so that I can send you the link to the masterclass so you can watch it at your leisure during this holiday season. I'm sure you're not going to just sleep, eat, and just watch telly. You're going to set aside at least 2 hours of your day just to keep your brain and your business ticking along in your mind, learning a new skill, upskilling, up-leveling your knowledge so that when you hit the new year, you are ready to rock and roll. So my free Pinterest marketing masterclass is actually your online traffic masterclass. The link is scrolling across your screen right now below this video. It's julescalpoly.com/pintastic. When you subscribe and register for that webinar, you will receive a link in your email that takes you to that masterclass, and you can watch it over and over again all you want because you will have the direct link. You cannot get the link in any other way other than registering for the webinar. There it is on your screen, and I teach you some tips and some tricks to get Pinterest delivering that traffic to your website. If you have a new website, you will not have any traffic to it unless apart from the people you send the direct link to your website to, because nobody knows about it. The online space doesn't know about it other than you and maybe your designer and your team. You need to get traffic moving to your website. So create a couple of pieces of content and create at least 5 pin images. You notice that I created at least 5 pin images for you for that one piece of content that I am going to reshare. So I've created fresh pins for my piece of content on how to price my graphics and how to do your graphics for your content and for your social. What I'm saying to you today is get that webinar, find a moment in your holiday season and tune in and learn how to get traffic to your digital assets, because that is what you are about. Otherwise, you're carrying the donkey, and you could do a live or 2 and tell people where to find your website. That's also fine, but that is a one-off. And as we know, once that live is gone off, and a couple of days later, 48 hours later, maybe 3 days later, very few people are actually clicking on that live. Yet with Pinterest, you have people clicking on your link over the holiday season over and over again if you've optimized your Pinterest assets. And that's what I teach you inside of that webinar. So I wish you an amazing holiday season. For those of you that believe in the light of Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I hope to see you just before we close out the year for a chat about your money blueprint. I'm sure you've heard me talk about your money blueprint before, but this will be a very different angle that I'm going to handle it. As you enter the new year, you want to project what you want to do. And for those of you that don't want to wait for that live stream or might be not available on that day, I encourage you to go and grab my planner. It is a 2-in-1 journal and planner. It's gonna kickstart your year. It is the planner that you need that allows you to track your water intake, to map out your day, to speak positivity and abundance into your life, to check yourself in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening on whether you've achieved your tasks for the day, and then to actually journal on how you feel about your day at the end of the day. It's a beautiful resource. It's called the Winning Planner. You can find it on Amazon at KalungiGroup.com/plan. That's KalungiGroup.com/plan. Or you can go to our website, Kalungi Group, click on books, and you will find the Winning Planner over there, and start planning your new year in a way that's going to serve you and your community, which starts with you and your family. I wish you an amazing Christmas and holiday season. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to find me on all the socials so I can help you build your business in the digital space and live the life you love. Thank you for watching and thank you for sharing. God bless you. Bye for now.